Sarah, why do you think this 20th anniversary book is a good idea?
I think we have, as the advisors, we've been putting together these books intermittently every few years or so, thanks to you. And they are really technical books. I will say that. LDN book one, two, and three. They're very technical and they're wonderful and they're on specific conditions. And so I think 20 years of the trust, number one, is a huge milestone. It's a huge milestone in your life. You've lived and breathed LDN this whole time, and you continue to do so and champion it for internationally for the world. But I think it's a really wonderful vehicle to say, hey, this is 20 years, and this is kind of an overview or a little more just maybe some wisdom, large kind of 30,000-foot view instead of the 30-foot view on LDN, where we take the reader to very specific topics. This is more of saying, look, this is why it's relevant. It's 2024. We really have this game changer called, COVID that happened. And so we're kind of looking at it with a new lens and looking forward. So I was at a conference and I was teaching in Canada. And I will say this, what's so amazing being an American who taught in Canada, they are using the guidelines in Canada and now Health Canada in specific provinces that actually had it as part of their Health Canada system. So it's online for chronic illness management. So because of that, because it's been officially kind of accepted by Health Canada, clinicians are more amenable to taking these guidelines that are being brought in by patients and they're getting it prescribed. And so I was working with, and I teach compounding pharmacists. So I was teaching the compounding pharmacists saying, you really should be stocking the LDN books. You should be using these guidelines, have them have these, and specifically talking about white papers that the advisors often use. We use certain reviews that are published, not just white papers, but trials that have been done to say this is why we should be utilizing these agents. And this is how I teach to get more prescribers for patients. But the cool thing is, I had no idea that thousands of doctors, thousands of patients are utilizing LDN in Canada, probably by hundreds of prescribers. And the compounding pharmacists are really pushing it. They are really enjoying the benefits that they're seeing. We just touched on all these conditions. And I think the time is right to just have a book that is saying, okay, it's been 20 years. These are some lessons in 20 years, and this is what we're looking forward to for the next 20. It's a good milestone, and I think it's a different, like I said, it's a different view. The LDN books are really very nitty gritty. They're 30-foot views on specific topics. This is more of a 30,000-foot view saying, this is still relevant. This is more relevant than ever. And this is why you should consider it.
And the book is really more aimed for patients than medical professionals. Like you say, it's not so technical. It's patient stories and the testimonies from the medical professionals, but not as hard going as the first three books.